All right, Stephanie, we're going to watch your backstroke here on the side. So as we start, the very first thing that we kind of see is your wrists are a little bit bent as you come above the water. You can kind of see those fingertips are pointing down, your wrist is bent. You've got a good straight arm recovery there going, but you want to make sure your wrists are in line with your forearms. You don't want those wrists being bent. If you actually sit there and bend your wrists, as I'm doing like right now, I can actually feel a stress in my wrist and in my forearm. And so you're adding a little bit extra pain that you don't want to be adding. So you want to make sure those thumbs and those pinkies just stay in line with your forearms all the way through. As you get here, you have a good job of entering with that pinky. That looks great. On the left side here, kind of the same thing. You can see here at the top of your stroke where your wrist is bent here, and then here's your arm. Ideally, what we'd like to see is your fingertips pointing up. Lynette does that straight arm recovery drill where it's just thinking about your hands straight up, and we don't want the wrist bent. We want those hands straight up at all times. So that is one of those things that we really want to really see you focusing on just a little bit better. Head position looks good. I think we can kind of turn that chin back just a little bit more. And I think if you turn that chin back, you're going to be able to bring your hips up. That was the one thing we were wondering when we were looking at your kick underwater, is that your feet were a little bit low. So I do think if you kind of get that head back a little bit better, you're going to be able to get those hips and those legs up a little bit stronger. We do see good white water from your feet, so that's good. But you're almost having to work too hard with that kick just because of how low that chin is. The other thing we'd like to see you working on is just your tempo, picking up your turnover just a little bit quicker. Okay, good fast tempo really helps you to get into your strokes a little bit better. So when it's kind of nice and easy, that doesn't really help with the fast twitch. So we do want to get a little bit faster tempo going. Again, you can kind of see right here where that wrist is bent out to the side. You have good straight arms here. You can see that you got your elbow bent. You can see up here that your hand is a little bit high in that water, which is great. Again, if you go a little bit deeper, you can bring that hand in a little bit closer. We'll be thrilled. But that looks really good, Stephanie. As we go into our turn here. Now, this was a little bit different. You're underwater. You looked like you were really good distance away from the wall. Right here, you can see that you take one extra stroke, and because of that, you're not able to really get as good a strong a pull. Like ideally, this stroke here should have been your last stroke. You should have turned to your left and you would have been perfect. But because you take the extra stroke here, kind of watch out your hand as you go through. You don't really get a pull. In fact, your hand enters almost at your head. So you're not really able to get a good full pull because you were just too close. All right, as you bring your feet over, your feet are side by side. Do make sure we spread those feet about shoulder width apart. Okay, when we do that pause push drill every now and again, the reason we work on that is that you get more power and strength from the wall if you actually have those feet separated. So work on separating those feet just a little bit. Good job of waiting to start those dolphin kicks. It looked like you waited at least a good second or two. That's outstanding. Now this is a much better breakout that we saw above the or underwater. Here your head's breaking the surface, and you can see this hand is going to be coming out here any second. So while it's still a little bit late, that's much better than we saw in the first one. Also, you were really good. You were a full body length and a half past those flags on that first stroke. So your dolphin kicks look good. Keep working at making them a little bit stronger and faster. But that's a much better breakout than we saw earlier, Stephanie. Way to go.